It really is. It's easy, you know. All you have to do is tell others about what Christ has done for you. That's it. What Christ has done for you, you know. I mean, and I'm, you know, and then, and share. It's like, you know, it excites me to hear what God is doing in people's lives. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember, you know, when Paul and I went to Hill Central, one of the highlights of being there was when, and he's not here today, but I'm going to share it anyway, was when Rick called us. You know, Rick upstairs. He called us on the phone. He said, Pastor Ricky. I go, yes. He goes, I want you to know, I come back to the church, I'm becoming a member, and I'm going to be baptized. I cried. I said, yes! Yes! Because you see, saints, that's what it's about. I'm so excited when God moves in our lives. I'm very emotional. You know what? We're family. A lot of us don't have a lot of family. We're family, though. And in spite of our little foibles, in spite of our shortcomings, because we all got them. Amen. We know we do, right? We're family and we love each other.
That's right.
And love means, you know what, overlooking some of those foibles that we have. Right. And embracing one another and hugging one another and saying, you know what, because of the love of Jesus in our hearts, hey, we have love for one another. Amen. And like I said, we have the best message. I can't think of any other message that's greater than the message of the love of God for us. I don't care. You can look at all the world religions. I've studied them all. Most of the world religions center around me. Me. What can I get? What can I get out of it? This is the message that says what God can do for us, and in return, what can we do for God? What can we do for the Lord who loves us so much? And like I said, it excites me when things begin to happen and we share with one another. Guess what the Lord says? Here's, you know, like I said, almost every week when I come into this place, usually Ellie and I have the same conversation. I'll be honest with you, but Ellie goes, so what's God showing you, Pastor Ricky? And I go, well, what's God showing you? And then we have our little tit for tat of what, you know, we believe that God's trying to teach us. Things like that, and you know what? That's what Jesus is saying. We have seeds to plant. We're it. Whether we realize it or not. And if we don't do it, my goodness. I think, you know what? If you saw a drowning man out there in the Missouri River and you had a life preserver that you could throw to him, I would hope that you'd throw him the life preserver, right? Yeah, we all would. It's the same thing. We're in a spiritual battle. We're in a spiritual battle. People are dying, spiritually starved, when we have the best message. And all we have to do is throw it out there. Throw it out there. Let's not hide it. You know, let's be ambassadors. That's what Corinthians says. We are ambassadors of Christ. Man, what's an ambassador? We know what an ambassador is. Hey, we have all kinds of ambassadors leave the United States. Max Baucus went to China to be the ambassador, to represent the United States. We're ambassadors of Christ. Every time we step out of these doors, we become representatives of Jesus. And like I said, there are people who will accept the message. Jesus says there are going to be people who don't accept it. Our job is to get the message out there. We get the message out there, and God begins to move on people's lives. We've seen it in our congregation. All of us have seen it in our congregation. Like I said, I just used Rick as a small example, but I've seen it elsewhere in people's lives. And and I'm excited about that. That's why this passage excites me. That I said, hey, maybe just a little bit that we do. And we'll never probably ever know the influence that we've had on people's lives. Never. Right, Ellie? Yeah. Never.
And joy. I mean, you can be in the midst of laughing and crying at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
Where it's did you see yesterday There's couples holding on where there didn't used to be a people. They started to believe. They started to believe that things could change. Doesn't mean that we get free of hardship. But there's this sense of knowing that can happen. And it is well done. A change has been affected and has a potential to even go beyond. We will be training our proteges sometime as we grow older. Carl will be pulling the next Democrat, trying to bring them up right and doing what they're doing. We'll be too old to try to do some stuff, but I also know if you ever go camping and you need something for a specific need, Doug is your man. He will have everything in those pockets that you could possibly need to get that camp set up. I think about how many different gifts and talents and skills we have together. And I think the world's starting to see that. That I think we were like the people of God's chosen people. Brought us forward from a place where we were to people and started to say, I have sprinkled gifts in them. And I have sprinkled love in them that can love bigger than the status quo. And now is our day.
Now it's our day.
Our day is coming where we're finally beginning to be able to stand as a people. As a people. What an awesome place to stand from.
Amen.
And to throw that love out there when it's empowered by God. There is nothing that can happen in your life that God cannot bring you through. Nothing. There is nothing that can happen in your life that God cannot bring you through. If any one of us tries to battle it on our own, it's when we're probably in the slipperiest ground.
That's right.
Sometimes we have lessons. And sometimes we have mysteries. But all that would come from this is throw those seeds and hold fast to faith.
Yeah.
Step out even if you've never been a gardener and cast those seeds. Some will fall where they will fall. We sometimes cry when they get snatched up. Because we would like a good fairy tale story that works.
We would.
But if we just remember we need to cast the seeds.
Yep.
And I hope when they go with kindness. Because it's probably one of the things the world lacks the most. When someone's kind to somebody else, it stands out. Whether it's in Albertsons or the gas station. When the wind blows, of course, in Great Falls, and some lady can't get the door or something's moved and you chase it. It stands out. Other people's eyes are drawn to that kindness, which I think has been my pastor friend here's greatest asset. He tries to be kind, and I think that's a good mantra of Christ. To be kind when you throw the seeds as best you can.
Amen.
God first, second after God is us, no matter if we're coupled or not. It's so simple, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you start each day and say, it's you first, God, and me after that. And if you find yourself, like sometimes getting into worrying about something or having a lot on your mind, bring God back up first.
Oh, amen.
It is a formula that I can guarantee you can take to the bank. And at the time you think that it may just be something that's not working too good, God has a way of bringing in an angel. Someone that comes in and does something and, it's like God kind of reaching down to each one of us and going on our forehead. Still here. And I do believe there are angels among us.
Oh, I do too.
And I do believe we entertain them. So we're at the greatest place to get into the season of wonder.
Amen.
We are.
Tad, you're it.
I'm here.
You're it.
Now God's people said,
Amen.